What's up, my fellow YouTubers? So I figured I'd get into another movie that I really enjoy. I saw it when it first came out, and it went on sale for $5. And wow, it's only been 10 years, but it's got that old-fashioned feel. Like this could have happened in any time zone. Obviously, it's newer because the kids get a cell phone. You know what I mean? It's a modern day jazz story, but the atmosphere, if you took away the cell phone, I think you could have probably had that anywhere in time in the 1900s at least, because jazz hasn't changed, right? And that old school feeling of the college really hasn't changed that much. But it's about it's about this drummer that really wants to be like one of the greats, and the jazz teacher is like this, almost like the Gunnery Sergeant Hartman from Full Metal Jacket, only he's got that like almost like drill instructor mentality. Only he's a jazz teacher, right? And he screws with his head. It's like he hears him and he knows he's got talent, but he doesn't want to tell him that. But he approaches him and says, "Hey, you know, we need people." But he screws with his head. We need people, right? Well, why'd you stop playing? And he starts playing again. And he goes, "I didn't ask you to play. I asked you why you stopped, right?" So no matter what answer he gives him, it's going to be wrong. And that's exactly how the gunnery sergeants in the military, drill you like that, right? No matter what you say, it's going to be wrong. And he pushes the kid to the limit, to the limit, to the limit. And then the kid finds out that other people have, like one person actually killed themselves because of him. And he's actually mourning the death of the person, but he's mourning them more as a musician than a person, saying like it wasn't like, oh hey, rest in peace person. It was like, we lost a musician, and he's listening to him on the cassette or whatever. And then he realizes, oh my god, I'm one of the victims, right? And it's like any relationship between student and master, where the master's being abusive, somehow some way you go back to the master, and that's exactly what happens. um, and he says something that really sticks with me. He's like, there's no worse words than good job, right? You tell somebody that they do a good job, they're not going to want to get better, right? Or we wouldn't have had the best musicians if they were told that they were doing good, right? Um, and that's kind of the message. Was it worth him pushing him over the edge to make him that good, or was it so abusive that that type of treatment is not right, or not something that should be tolerated, right? And it just ends up with him, at the end, spoiler alert once again, because I'm talking about the movie anyways, but he finally gets his shit together by the end, and he volunteers to fill in for the guy that they lost, and the instructor messes with him. He tells him that he's doing something that he's prepared for, but then he gives everybody else a different set of music that he knows that the drummer wasn't prepared for, just to mess with him. And he's like, oh, I don't know this, and then he just starts drumming anyways, and he woos the audience. And then there's that there's a final communication between student and master, where they're both looking at each other, and he's like pointing to him, almost like good job, he's telling them, and then it ends. And I guess from what I've seen on YouTube, it's really not a good ending. It looks like it is, but it's not. And I guess that's the beauty of movies, is that it leaves you up for debate, right? It's like a cliffhanger. It ends. Was that good or bad? And his father's looking on like, oh my God, look what my son's become because of this guy, right? But it's the type of movie that I could watch more than once. I watched it a couple times. I could watch it again. You know what I mean? I'd say it's up at my probably top 10 or 20. Not at my very top 5, but almost close to there. Definitely a great movie. What did you think about it? I've seen actual real drummers comparing how real it is to how fake it was, and that was interesting. They're watching the movie and they're saying, this is real, this is fake. And that was interesting too. And I'd just like to hear your feedback. Did you like it? Did you think it was kind of like too fictional, or did you really like it and say, wow, this is really good? I mean, I was blown away. All right, I will do more reviews in the future. Peace out, my fellow YouTubers.